know, before YouTube fucked it all up, I had the greatest job in the world, opening for Hypnocast every night.
But then we got the call, and YouTube hammered us for Moxie's tits.
So now I'm jobless and broke with nowhere to go.
Your phone ringing.
Oh,
Your
the phone
ringing.
is ringing.
Big boy, come pick up your phone. How you know pick up your phone? Your phone.
Hello, this is the Gopher. Who is it?
Hello, Gopher. The time is now. Hypnocast Season 3 is here, and we want you back.
Holy shit, boys, we are back in business. That son of a bitch is gonna scream any minute now. Let the show begin.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Probably all agree you can't cut 12-year-old Timmy's cock off.
Yeah. I like how you said cut for like half a second.
Yeah. Well, it's cut and cock, and it came out cuck, and yeah, that's. Whoops! Oh fuck! Oh no! Mistakes were made.
He's been waiting in the shadows patiently.
I just smashed JT the fuck out of this.
Your face is turning red.
Yeah, because I know that the next SNH I'm gonna be fucked.
Oh yeah.
But at least I
with a
won't be
horse
fucked.
cock.
That's an unknown part of the map, so I didn't see it yet. Can I survive if I jump? Nope. Nope. Nope.
America the greatest country in the world?
No.
If you were offered a one-way ticket to leave the country, never come back, but it's all expenses paid, would you accept that offer?
I don't think that I would leave. I wouldn't leave either.
Wow.
Oh, I just took it. I did that. I took it with me. Oh shit.
Yo.
It's always the black people holding everybody else down.
Time out. All right. You know what? Yeah. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. Tired of this shit. This communist ass game, whatever. Just doesn't want
Somebody
me to play.
else got it. You didn't get in.
Yeah, it's just a lot of racism today. All right. Y'all have fun. I'll just continue to watch and cope and see.
Sounds good.
And look at this motherfucker pretending he's gonna watch more Stranger Things.
Yeah, you know he's gonna watch Stranger Things all day. Either that or like some game or something.
Doesn't mean I don't have my phone next to me. You know?
Watching porn.
That's tomorrow. Okay, bye.
MILF Hunters Part 14.
Now, Hypno, I could have hit you with a shuriken. I opted not to because I'm a good friend.
That's fucked up, you liar. You're a liar. You're an absolute liar. You're a liar. I knew it. Never trust white people.
Thank you, and I would have done it. You could have said thank you, and you said like, yeah,
Because I knew you were gonna do it. That's right. You know, the reactions the reactions to that intro are just amazing. They're so extreme. Like they're either all the way for it or all the way against it. There's like very little in between, but it still makes it amazing. Anyway, shout out to all you guys. Welcome to another episode of Hypnocast. That's right. We're live, boys. We're live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do any of that, you got to bring it in close, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Bring it in close. Come on. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Why am I so high up? What the frick? There we go. Bring it on down here. There you go. Right there. Just bring it on down. Bring it on down. There you go. That's perfect. Right in the middle. All right, guys. Bring it in. Come on. Let's go, man. Listen, guys, we survived Monday. All right. Anytime we survive Monday, it's a good thing, which means it's only up from here. It's only up from here, guys. So bring it in. Let's go. Let's go. Get in here right now. Do not keep your hands to yourself. Do not listen to Panthra. Do not listen to Weedy for Sweeney. Do not listen to fucking Sonia. All the people who hate the fucking hugs, don't listen to them. Get in here. Come on. We got to get close. You got to get closer. You got to get like awkwardly close. Come on. Don't listen to them, tag them, and listen very closely to me. If you're watching on YouTube, like the stream. Like it now. Now. Like it. If you're watching over on Rumble, like the stream. If you are watching over on Twitter, like the post. And if you're watching anywhere else right now, you too are going to get blocked by Adam Krigler, like Jay Viper, because he was trolling too much. So like the stream. Don't let it happen to you. Can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, titty check, balls check. What are we checking, man? What are we checking today, guys? We got a lot. We got a lot that we got to go over today, man. Today's been an interesting one. I did not expect Josh, what is it? Sobel? Josh, whatever his name is. I didn't expect him to make a return. Obviously, we did. Okay, everybody knew. Every time these fucking wokies, they're like, "Yeah, I'm leaving Twitter and I'm never coming back." They always come back. They always come back. They don't know how to actually quit social media because they're the ones who are actually terminally online. Unironically, they're the ones who are terminally online. So of course he came back, and he came back 5 days before his account was going to get shut down. Of course he did. He saw that. He was probably watching that clock. Like, damn, do I really want to do this? Damn, do I really want to do this? I got to go back to the chuds. They always come back. Yep, they always come back. Anyway, what else are we checking? Who? Don't worry. You got to find out. Don't worry. What else are we checking, boys? What are we checking today, guys? Sincerely, we have a lot we got to talk about. We got they always come back check. We got raisins in potato salad. What the fuck? Raisins in potato salad check. Okay, well, there you go. Didn't get attacked by hornets check. I don't know why you would, but okay. Blue sky is dying check. Chili cheese dogs check. They are addicted to the internet check. Dr. Pepper is better than Pepsi said nobody check. Hypno's my real dad check. What else? We chuds have lives check. Checking the check. River dance check. Stop it check. Hashtag pirate enjoys marathon shutdown countdown 2 days remaining check. I am kind of tempted to get one round into that game. I really am. Just to say that I did before it eventually leaves the earth. I'm thinking about it. It's just such a massive waste of time. I don't think I'll stream it though. I think I'll just do it offline, one round, and then just be done with it. Pretty much. I think I'm going to do that. Empanadas check. Bought chicken from the gas station, or you're going to get sick. You are going to get sick. Almost done with Neo 3. Fuck yeah, check. Tainted Grail check. Let's go. I am here check. It's beautiful. That is beautiful. Still have a job at EA check? Probably not for long. All right, guys, listen, our ESC scores are at their maximum. We are fully funded. Let's like the stream. Penguin says, no, stream it. I don't know, man. Should I really stream it? Should I really stream it? Why would you give your info to Tencent for nothing, says Kurakami. I'm pretty sure Tencent already has my info, my guy. It's not the first Tencent video game I've ever played. So I'm pretty sure they already have that. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll end up streaming, but that's gonna be such a fucking boring stream. I don't want to bore people. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to bore people. I don't know. Maybe we'll try to fund it. We'll see. We'll try to fund it. But hey, the plus side, before we do the Bigot Army roll call, the plus side is that our gaming schedule is about to open up because we're going to be finishing Resident Evil Requiem and Neo 3 probably at the same time. We are on the final boss of Neo 3, and we are on, I believe, the last like 2 hours or so of Resident Evil Requiem. So we're almost done. We're almost done with both of those games. Not bad. Not bad. All right, let's do the Bigot Army roll call, man. Let's see who's hanging out with us today. Who is hanging out with us today on this glorious evening on a Tuesday? Let's find out. Who do we got, man? We got Tafty M. What's going on, Tafty? We got Dark Tanave. We got Commander Sonok. We got Magni 32. We got Creepier 07. We got Sadakin. We got Benjamin Altman. We got Lord Dythorn. We got Tim Grove. We got Felsteph. Dart Dymo says he is here. He is screaming at the top of his lungs. And he is here, guys. So do not question it. He is here. Acknowledge him. We got Democulus over on Rumble. We got Romanizer 24. We got Schmexy. We got Ron DFK. We got Raza over here on Rumble. We got Denarai over here on Rumble. We got Dositsu over here on Rumble. We got Too Cool Curry. We got the Gaming Wolf 87. Got Jay Viper. We got Hanny. Christopher Lloyd. We got Dragon. We got Weedy for Sweeney. What's going on, man? We got Grim Harvest. Make sure you get the good ending. Bro, I'm going to get whatever ending I'm going to get is what I'm going to get. I guess we'll see what happens. We got Shinfil. We got Guy Caramon hiding in his box. Get him out of his box. Everybody get him out of his box right now. Do not let him stay in his box. Fill the box up with, like, I don't know, orange soda or something. Make him run away. We got Black Tailgate. Kiera Lunar. We got King Dimwing says here for now. Oh, no, he's going to leave us, man. He's going to leave us. King Dimwing doesn't love us anymore. He doesn't love the chat anymore. Should we spam his emoji for one last time before he leaves? Spam the emojis. King Dimwing over on YouTube and Rumble. We got Tenebrae. What's going on, man? Am I scared yet? No. Not at all. We got Oliver Adam. Old Man Cad. What's going on, man? We got Youper. We got Sleeping Nova. We got Black Tailgate. Bugsy. Kane Bladed. We got Full Metal. The King Joker. Panthera questioning whether or not he's here. Is he here? Is he not here? I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? We got, let me scroll down. Dietrich Koenig over on Rumble. We got Leering Center. What's going on, man? Shout out to Leering Center. All right, 4 more people. Then we got to get them on the show, man. 4 more people. Let's go. What are we doing? We got Reaper Knight. We got Christopher Lloyd. We got Daniel Ocean. We got, let me scroll down. Dikachu. I'm also here and only watching the stream, nothing else. That's dedication. That is dedication, man. You love to see it. Thank you for that. And then we got, last but not least, we got Speedy Cake. Morning, you early bastard. Shout out to you, man. We got Mookie Dookie over on Rumble. We got Bebop, St. Hugo, 17 Crash Gaming. And we got Guy Caramon slowly getting out of the box. He's almost there. Get him out the box. Hit him with some orange soda. Get him out the box. Flip Shazam. And Judge Magister Gabranth. All right, guys, listen. I called out as many people as I possibly could. Let's sacrifice your fellow Bigot Army member. And let's see who is going to get the final call-out money shot today, boys. Who is going to be the lucky one? It's a Tuesday. So it starts to get bigger after Monday, guys. So, you know, it may not be the biggest one, but it's a pretty decent one. It's a pretty decent one. So if you want that, let's find out, man. We got Voice of the Water says no Nintendo to go down by 4. The organism of the day is a manchineel tree. The plant is so poisonous that standing under the tree in the rain or even just touching the trunk can cause severe blistering. It's pretty badass, man. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Holy shit.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding? And then you said thank you? You said thank you? Thank you. Seriously? What do you want me to say? You're welcome? Oh my God, man. Oh my God. This is fucking insane. At least he said thank you. That's not the point. I don't want him to be thankful. I want him to be dodging it. Man, we're going to have to change the money shot, boys. We're going to turn this shit into poison or something. Because holy shit, people want it too much. Congratulations to Dark Dragon. You are the recipient of the money shot today.
What the?
It's very disappointing. Like the stream, guys. All right, listen, man. We got a lot we got to go over today. Sincerely, there's a lot to talk about. Some of the main topics is obviously going to be the reveal, which I kind of feel like they were forced to do this, considering that it was leaked, not even just like a day or two ago. So I'm pretty sure Capcom was like, oh, fuck, somebody leaked it, so let's just put it out there. But Resident Evil Requiem has had a reveal that they are indeed coming out with some form of DLC, story-related DLC, for Resident Evil Requiem. So we're going to look at the trailer that they released with the director and see what he has to say. There was a little bit of comedy in there as well. I thought it was pretty funny. So we'll kind of go over that. We're going to talk about a massive story. Guys, this is a big one. It's a big story. And it's actually extra ironic considering the lawsuits are happening right now with Steam for supposed gambling or whatever. But we're going to talk about a massive story with Fortnite. The reason why we're going to talk about it is because apparently, Fortnite has just increased the price of their V-Bucks, okay? Which is their in-game microtransactions, right? So it is now more expensive to buy things inside of Fortnite. Now, the reason why this is a massive story is because we've been covering Epic Games and all of their business decisions that they've been making and their attempts to try to take down Steam. They say Steam charges too much, whatever, right? But the funny thing is, they literally told everybody that they're increasing the price of their V-Bucks in order to pay the bills. That apparently Fortnite has become too expensive to run somehow, some way, making fucking $5+ billion a year. It's become too expensive to run, and they need V-Bucks to increase in price. And what I believe is that this is just Epic Games passing off all of their mistakes onto the consumer instead of the developer, right? This is the same company that's like, we don't charge 30%. We're too good for that. Meanwhile, they're just doing the same thing. They're just charging the consumer for all their mistakes. For all the Epic Games shows, which I know there isn't many, but there are some, who are like, well, Epic Games gives us free games. Free games are not free, bro. It's coming from someone. It's coming from somewhere. And everybody knows that Fortnite subsidized Epic Games because their store doesn't make money. Their store literally makes only $1 billion when you include their first-party games. If you only go to third-party games, they only make around $300-some-odd million a year. A year. Steam made 1.5, what was it, almost $2 billion in third-party sales in just 1 month. It's crazy. So they are clearly passing off the bill to consumers, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to go over all that. I got some other stuff I want to talk about regarding that as well. We're also going to talk about the Marathon Cope. The Marathon Cope is extreme. Paul Tassi recently just put out his own article, a story, or whatever, confirming what I've always thought and what a lot of you have always thought, although some of you probably haven't. You know, the biggest cope when it comes to PlayStation, especially PlayStation's oriented video games that release day one on PC that don't do well, the biggest cope is that consoles are so much bigger. Everybody's playing on consoles. Nobody's playing on Steam, right? The majority of the player base is on PlayStation. Everybody knows that. That's the biggest cope. And it's been disproven multiple times. And not only that, PC as a platform has outshined consoles for the last 2 years. But the reason why it's a bigger cope than normal is because Paul Tassi, apparently, according to his insider, if you take his word for it, according to his insider, there is actually more players that are on PC playing Marathon than there are on PlayStation. And if this is true, oh man, does it not look good. So we're going to talk about Marathon. We're going to talk about the cope. We're going to talk about the PlayStation fanboys and the Bungie fanboys, especially the Bungie fanboys that are out here trying to pass off this false idea that Marathon is just so much bigger on PlayStation. It's the same thing they said about all these other video games that have also died. So we'll talk about that because, again, if that's true, that's according to Paul Tassi. That's his insider. We don't know if that's true. But, again, we'll discuss it and kind of go over all that nonsense. So those are the three main topics. We're also going to talk about Expedition 33. They're apparently threatening to sue somebody over a comic book that has the name Claire Obscure in the title. But the plot twist to this is that apparently the comic book existed long before the video game was even known about, which is interesting. So it's like like what the fuck are we doing here? We're going to talk about Crimson Desert. They have finally released their system requirements. They also released the performance that's going to be on consoles. So we're going to talk about that as well. And if you are a RuneScape player, well, apparently the RuneScape community is up in arms right now because the MMORPG has raised the price of their subscription now for a second time in less than, I think, a year or two. So they're not very happy over there. So we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about the return of Josh Sobel, who is the developer that was behind Highguard that wrote that long-ass article blaming you, me, and everybody else for the failure of the game. And then he ended up deleting the post and then leaving Twitter. Well, now he's back 20-some-odd days later. You know, he's back to Twitter after saying he was going to leave. They never leave. Well, he's back, and he has another post where he basically says he miscommunicated everything, but then he ends up doubling down on everything. So it's like, here we go. Here we go again, right? So we got a crazy lineup of stories today. So I hope you guys stick around for that. Stick around for that. Hang out with us. Like the stream. Let us get into the pre-stream legends. We got to thank the people that took the extra step as we are trying desperately to get to 593 tier 1s in a row and 276 tier 2s in a row. Guys, we are 8 away from 600. It has come to my understanding that we have officially, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we have tied Camelot for his streak on Naked Snake. We are officially tied. We are officially tied for the #1 streak on YouTube. Shout out to the legend Camelot. We're officially tied. I'm trying to work with him to try to figure out how I could go on his show. He invited me to go on his show. My time, unfortunately, is extremely limited, but I want to go on again. I've been on before, so we got to figure out a day that works for us, but we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. But we're officially tied, boys. We're at 592. So anything we could get to try to get to the next tier 1 will get us to have the #1 streak. We got to get ahead. We can't just be tied. We got to get ahead. All right, let's get into this, man. We got Leering Center becoming a member all on his own. Shout out to Leering Center. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for becoming a member on this channel as well as Hypnotic Gaming Live, which, by the way, again, just to remind everybody, we are going to be trying to finish Resident Evil tonight, or at least get damn near at the end. So join us tonight if you want to see the finale of Resident Evil Requiem. I would love to have you there. And then this fucking guy, look at this guy, man. King Demon Wing. Everybody spam the King Demon Wing emojis right now in the chat because we got ourselves a 20 membership hyper banger. Look at this fucking guy.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
And considering that is the first one of the stream, you already know what that means.
明日は絶対もっと近い自分次第不可能未来今すぐスタートボタンを押してみよう私はこんなんじゃないはず
Shout out to King Demon Wing with the 20 memberships. And not only that, this man has requested Gingers, and considering it's a hyper banger, the first one of the stream, that's exactly what we're going to do.
It's a Red Boy Hyper Banger, bitches! Let's bring the ladies in!
Shout out King Demon Wing. Thank you again for the insane support. I appreciate it. Nice way to start the stream. We got a little bit of a membership train going on between Leering Center and King Demon Wing. Thank you guys. And then we got Ved Gamer with a 5 says sup. What's up, Ved Gamer? How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the 5. And then for another 5, he says they always come back to the chuds because they can't survive without us. Well, I mean, that's really what it is, right? Their lives are pretty boring without the chuds. Meanwhile, the chuds are out there actually playing video games, but, you know, they're pretty fucking bored otherwise, right? They're pretty fucking bored otherwise. So they need the chuds for entertainment, and they will never admit it. They will never, ever admit it. It hurts them. It hurts them to admit something like that. But that's not our problem, so who cares? Then we got a Dare Soto with a 10. Says they cannot bring their own failure. Hypnotic, these people say they're leaving, but what are they? Leave them right back to Twitter, and then their failures, they can never escape. It sounds about right, my guy. Thank you, Adair Soto, for the 10. I appreciate that. And then Blue White Scorpio with a 2. We're going streaking. Are we? Are we, sir? I appreciate that. Thank you, Blue White Scorpio. Let's go over to Rumble. We got Denner Ryer gifting a membership over on Rumble. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, Denner Ryer. We got Genetic Explorer with $1 construction simulator. Complete your brown man training, Hypno. Well, see, here's the good thing, right, Genetic Explorer? The good thing about this is that my Griffcast After Dark that I usually save for like fun, random video games, I haven't been able to do because, quite frankly, I've been tied up between 2 mainline video games. And I did it that way recently to try to catch up on time, and it's worked out. So now, once both games are complete, I can save the 5 o'clock time slot for a mainline game, and then I could save the nighttime for like a fun random game. Actually, I'm in talks with Leon. I don't know if he told you guys yet. Probably not, because we haven't solidified a time or anything. But I'm in talks with Leon, because I know he'll take it seriously, to do co-op game reviews. So like if there's a video game that's specifically co-op, like the first one that we have planned, I think is Reanimal. I know you guys want me to play Reanimal, so I think like late night Griffcast can be me and Leon do it occasionally, not all the time, but doing like a co-op gaming reviews, which would be really cool. So that's gonna be fun. Can't wait to do that. I'll let you guys know, sooner rather than later when we're going to officially start that. So look forward to that. But thank you, Genetic Explorer. I appreciate that. And then we got Mr. Spanglish with a 189. Resident Evil 9 ending. Leon finds the One Piece. The end. True. And then San Hugo for 21 months. I dedicate this 21 to Faye Summer, who is still in gray. So try to snipe or spray and pray away many other fine gray entries who should be green. That is St. Hugo's best way to basically say, more membership. I'm going to work on a more emoji. I feel like we're at that point. Either that or we're going to work on a more clip. It's one of the two. I could get Kylo Ren screaming more, but I feel like that's a little bit too, too simple. But more. That's basically what he's saying. Adair Soto with a 2. Hypno when the funding to buy the Gundam. I am not buying the Gundam set, bro. I swear to God, I think before I ever quit YouTube, I'm sure at some point you guys will try to make me buy this fucking statue. Like, I'm not going to be able to leave the internet without buying the Gundam statue that I keep telling you I don't want to buy. I don't want to buy a $8,000 Gundam statue. That's ridiculous, bro. That's ridiculous. Just have Hypno screaming it. You got AI. You can make it happen. It's not the same. Oh, I guess I could. Now that you mentioned it, I guess I could. You're right. I guess I could. That's true. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Oh my God, bro. Rumble. What is happening on Rumble, bro? Why is there so many donos on Rumble? Trey Burkhalter just dropped not 1, not 2, but a $300 Ultimate Hyper Red Boy Mega Nuke Banger. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. He says, not anymore. Fuck your rules. Warhammer girls, goblins, and redheads. Although he spelled it reedheads. He spelled it reedheads. Oh, man. That's actually kind of funny. I'm not going to lie to you. Reedheads. Trey is trying to put us in the lead for the #1 streak on YouTube. Holy shit, man. $300. What the fuck, Trey? What the fuck? We're getting spammed uwu right now. Jesus. Shout out to Trey. Winnie for Sweetie says, no time for Red Boys. We have a lot of topics tonight. Oh, we're going to get to every topic. We always do. At least on Hypnocast. SNH, not so much. Hypnocast, I only skip the ones that I feel like are like the bare, like basically Ubisoft topics. If I got to skip one, it's going to be Ubisoft. Guys, Trey Burkhalter, $300.
All right, boys, we have another Red Boy Hyper Banger. Let's bring the ladies in.
Hyper banger, bitches! Let's bring the ladies in!
Shout out to Trey with the $300 Red Boy Ultimate Hyper Banger over on Rumble, holding it down, man. God damn. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. And then look at this fucking guy, bro. Dana Ryer over on Rumble dropping a 10 membership mega banger. What is happening?
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Dana Ryer. God damn, bro. Thank you so much for the 10 membership mega banger, man. I appreciate that. Holy shit. And then Raza dropping a 10 over on Rumble says, let's get the Ubu. Kinda already there. We're kinda already there. D Draconic threw an $8, says for tier 2 over on Rumble. Damn, man. Rumble holding it down, bro. They became Super Saiyan over there today. And then Crash Collins for a 10 also says, I'm in for tier 2. Bro, this is all planned. This was all planned by Rumble. They all have this planned. That's crazy, man. Thank you, Crash Collins, D Draconic, Raza. I appreciate that. And then Deadeye's Lock with $1 says, guess who's back? Back again. Shill Keeley returns. Tell the bigots. He copes hard. I created a tweet that deleted and then ran like the flat line of another fail guard. Oh, Jeff Keeley. He never disappoints ever. We also got King fucking Demon Wing. Spam the King Demon Wing emojis. That's another 10 membership mega bet.
Fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Shout out to King Demon Wing. Thank you so much, man, for the 10 membership mega banger. Everybody's screaming more in the chat. More! I may or may not be working on a clip right now. It's currently processing. We'll see how it turns out. I don't know. We'll see. Thank you, King Demon Wing. We got a Dare Soto with a 2. No, Hypno is not the same, and you know it. It could be. We'll see. We got Gears with a 2. Family Guy clip of a lady yelling more. I'm open to suggestions, but I have a clip working right now, Gears. So we'll see. We'll see how that works. All right, guys, listen, we are fully caught up. Thank you so much for the insane pre-stream support. Sincerely. I mean, what the fuck? That's insane. Guys, let's get into the content, man. Let's get into the content. Let me drink some water. We'll get into it. Hold on. All right. Let's get into it. Sonia says, good job, Hypno. Thank you, Sonia. I appreciate that. I'm going to turn Sonia into a robot and have her scream more, but she's going to scream it in Spanish. It's going to be even funnier. And then she's going to throw a chancleta at the chat. And unless you give the membership, you get hit in the head with one. That's what it's going to be. Hypnotic could refine those goblins. They don't need refining. Stop lying. You didn't drink water. Actually, I did. You want to hear the water bottle for water? Here, look, listen to this cheap ass water bottle. Ready? You love it, right? You love it. It's like those cheap fucking what did you call like the Walmart purified whatever drinking water bullshit. You want to hear it again? There you go. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? That sounded sus. That is so cheap. Yeah, I know. It's a fucking cheap. It's a water bottle, bro. It's a water bottle. What do you want? You want pristine water? That sounded sus as fuck. Hey, it is what it is, sir. I'm just saying. Gotta love those microplastics. Yeah, I know, right? It's cancer in a bottle. I know. Anyway, yeah, I just I get what I can quickly because I forgot to actually get real water in a cup. So I was lazy and I have water bottles near me. So, it is what it is. All right, guys, listen, man, we're fully caught up, boys. Hold on. Oh my God, this is scary. Bro, this clip did not turn out the way that I thought it was going to turn. This is fucking frightening. I can't use this. This shit is scary. This is like Resident Evil, scarier than Resident Evil. What the fuck is this?
Holy shit.
Bro, that is... What the fuck is that? What? Bro, it turned me into a fucking psychopath. Oh my God, bro. Oh, wait, you guys think that's perfect? No, dude. No, man. Oh, dude. Oh, man. Dude. No way. That shit's insane. It's perfect. Oh, man. Oh, no. You guys are going to make me use this fucking scary ass clip now. Even made my teeth red. Why did it make my teeth red? Yeah, that's actually kind of funny. That's actually kind of funny, man. Hold on. We got Twisted Master with a 2, Hypno taking a dub clip. Bro, oh my God, Twisted Master. It's damn near sounds like it. All right. Oh, listen, if you guys like that clip, I guess we could use it for memberships. Every time we get a decent membership banger, we'll just scream in the chat, more green. More green. I should have made it say more green. I don't know. AI is scary, bro. It really is. AI is fucking scary. All right. Anyway, come on, man. Let's get to the content. Guys, let's start off with the fast topics first. Fast topic, numero uno. We're going to talk about really quick RuneScape. I don't know if any of you guys play RuneScape. I think some of you said back in the day that you guys played RuneScape. Or some of you might even play now. But regardless, we're going to talk about it. So, RuneScape is in trouble, okay? RuneScape is in trouble because apparently they are raising the price of their subscriptions. And this is less than 2 months after they apparently completely ditched microtransactions, which is causing a fan revolt. Way to show appreciation to your loyal players. Now, even if you are grandfathered in, apparently that might also be at risk for a price increase as well. So 2 months ago, Jagex made the bold move of getting rid of RuneScape microtransactions. It was a decision celebrated throughout the community. Now, the developers revealed that Premier subscriptions for the long-running MMO are going up, and fans are obviously not happy about it. Now, I'll say this, okay? This isn't the first time they've raised the price. They've raised the price pretty recently. So this is kind of really reason why they're pretty pissed off about this. Not only that, guys, I really wish I understand that there's players out there that think that these games just run for free, but they don't fucking run for free. Okay. Like you can have a developer get rid of microtransactions, but they're going to get you somehow, some way. If they're like a game model like this, they got to make their money somehow, some way. Right? You're going to have a subscription model or you're going to go free to play with microtransactions. It's one of the two, right? Now, if you're selling the game as a full retail video game and you're charging $70, $80 for it, well, then that's something totally different. But in terms of this, I mean, it costs a lot to run the fucking servers. It costs a lot to, even if you don't have a crazy amount of players still, like it costs a lot of money to do it. And I don't, at this point, they got to make money somehow. So while I understand the frustration, and I get the sentiment, and we're going to talk about it. Ultimately, I am also not shocked by this, and I feel like people really shouldn't be shocked by this. So let's see how big of an upgrade this is, or like a cost increase. So as of April 9th, the cost of a monthly membership for current subscribers is rising $1, while the yearly bulk sub jumps from $99 to $131, breaking down to $10.99 per month, an increase of $2.70. Those are noticeable jumps, and they came in the last 2 years since the last round of increases. Those that are on the grandfathered rate monthly subs started before September 27, 2024 will stay on that price. However, if you since switched to the annual tier, then you can no longer access this legacy tier. The ability for 12-month membership subscribers to switch between discounted value 12-month membership and inactive grandfather rate memberships have also been discontinued. So, okay, so it's $1 increase, or it's overall a $2.70 increase. Here's what I'll say. I understand how that can be pretty gay. Okay, I can understand how that can be pretty annoying. However, would you want the video game to instead run on basically microtransaction slop? You know what I mean? And sometimes these developers, they get a little ahead of themselves, and with the microtransaction shop, they end up putting pay-to-win items in the microtransaction shop that will make you kind of pissed that you don't have access to unless you pay $10 for it, $5 for it. I don't know. I could see a lot of people saying no to this. And again, I'm not a RuneScape player, so I have no, I don't have any I don't have a snake in the race. It's fine. But I just feel like at this point, all they're doing is trying to make up the money somewhere, somehow. I guess they had an idea in their mind of how much money they thought they can make with microtransactions. And maybe people weren't buying things in the shop enough. So they said we can make more money if we raise the sub $1 on everybody that is currently subscribed to the game. Which would make more sense, right? I don't know how many people are subscribed to this game. Let me see. Hold on. How many people are subscribed to RuneScape? Let's see. So the estimated player count for RuneScape is 192,940 players. Apparently, this reflects a decrease of 7.2% compared to the previous month. The peak player count from March 2026 was 661,000 players. Are they all subscribed players, or is this game free to play? Anybody play RuneScape? Anybody know? RuneScape player count server populations. I'm curious. So there was 180,000 people playing the game today, according to these numbers. Let me see. 190,000 enhanced 30-day numbers. Overall number 9 rank in MMORPGs. Fairly highly consistent. You know what? Let me just look this up. Is RuneScape free to play? Let's see. RuneScape can be played for free through the free-to-play version, has limited content compared to membership. Okay. So basically, if you are serious about RuneScape, you're probably going to be subscribed. Otherwise, you're not going to have access to most of the content. So you got to imagine that out of those 200,000 players, a good majority of them are probably subscribed, right, for money. So at that point, they probably realized that people weren't buying things in their shop. And if they raise the price by $1 or $2 per month on every single member, then they just gained anywhere between $100,000 to $200,000. You know, basically, they gained a free $200,000 a month on average, or depending on if you go yearly or whatever. So I don't know. Again, I think that this is a tough one, but for me, I don't really see that big of a problem with it. Although I can see how it is annoying if they raised the prices recently, which they did, and then they raised it again, which they did. So it just seems to me that the developers are trying desperately to hit a certain number monetarily in order to keep the game alive without doing microtransactions. That's how it seems to me. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes and follow up on the story if anything happens, but I doubt they're going to cheapen this subscription. I highly doubt they're going to lower the price or anything like that. I think it's going to stay the way that it's going to stay. But yeah, we'll see. All right, let's X out of that. Let's talk about Crimson Desert. So Crimson Desert has uploaded their specs for PC, and we're going to go over that. They've also uploaded their supposed performance on consoles that we're going to go over as well. But we're going to start off with PC first and then kind of go from there. So the minimum requirements in order to reach 1080p and 30 FPS, okay, on a PC, you need either an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 or you need an AMD Radeon RX 5500 XT. For a CPU, you need an AMD Ryzen 5 2600X or an Intel i5 8500. So that's pretty strong in the sense of like it doesn't take much to run this game at minimum settings at 1080p. Now, if you want to do low settings, which is 1080p 30 FPS, you're going to need an AMD Radeon RX 6500 XT or an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660. All right, with an AMD Ryzen 5 2600X, just like before, and the same Intel processor as before. You need a standard 16 gigs of RAM all across the board. It doesn't matter which way you go. You need 16 gigs of RAM no matter what. Now, the recommended specs, this is where most people are probably going to fall. 1080p 60 FPS or 4K 30 FPS. Either or. You need an AMD Radeon RX 6700 XT. You need an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2080, which honestly, this is pretty good. It's pretty good. AMD Ryzen 5 5600 or an Intel i5 11600K. Not terrible for medium settings. Basically, they're recommended specs. And now, if you want to play on high settings at 1440p, 60 FPS, you need an AMD Radeon RX 7700 XT, or you need an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070. You need an AMD Ryzen 7600X and an Intel i5 126K. Okay. Now let's look at Ultra for you crazy motherfuckers. Ultra settings, 4K 60 FPS. You need an AMD Radeon RX 9070 XT, or you need an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5070 Ti graphics card. So basically, to do 4K 60, you need some of the top cards available at the time, or at least the most modern series cards. You need an AMD Ryzen 7 7700X or an Intel i5 136K. So honestly, not terrible. I'm shocked at how low the settings required actually are for recommended or lower. Like, I'm actually shocked by this. So you could play medium settings with a fairly just average rig, you know? So I'm very curious about this because, you know, if you guys remember the first trailer that we ever saw for Crimson Desert, I was heavily put off by this game because it just looked like it ran terribly. The trailer was lagging nonstop, like especially in combat. It was awful. And they never really mentioned anything about it. They never really commented on it. They kind of just swept it under the rug and was like, whatever. But it's not bad. Not bad at all. So now you got to wonder, like who just said it in the chat? Benjamin. You got to wonder whether the game's going to be glitchy or anything like that instead of just, you know, graphically terrible. But I think it might actually run pretty well. So I hope that they truly optimized this game and got down to it because I don't know, man. I think I think we might have something here, which is going to be good. So listen, I always hope that day one the games run well. We all know that's not the truth. 9 out of 10 times for a lot of these video games, we know it's not the truth. But this game is Korean made, right? It's a Korean made video game, which they usually run pretty well. And whatever engines they use usually are they know how to optimize them. Even Unreal Engine, they know how to optimize it better than Western devs. So hopefully it runs pretty well. Now, for you console motherfuckers, okay, hold on. For you console people, let me get you guys the console specs. I thought the article had it, but it doesn't. So hold on. Crimson Desert console specs. Let me see if I can find it really quick. All right, perfect. So we got console specifications. Here we go. So now let's look at how the game is going to run on console. If you're curious where your particular console stands. So we got PlayStation 5. Okay. PlayStation 5. In order to run at 1080p on performance mode, well, not in order. When it's running on performance mode, it's going to run at 1080p, 60 FPS with VSync, or 60 plus with FPS VRR. Ray tracing is going to be on low. If you play on balanced mode, it's going to be upscaled 4K from 1280p, FSR 3, 40 FPS with VSync, ray tracing low. If you play on quality mode, it's going to be upscaled 4K from 1440p FSR3, 30 FPS VSync with ray tracing on high. Okay. Now, if you have a PlayStation Pro, it's going to be upscaled 4K from 1080p on performance mode with upgraded PSSR, 60 FPS across the board with VSync or FPS VRR, ray tracing on high. If you play on balance with a PS5 Pro, you're going to be upscaled 4K from 1440p with upgraded PSSR, 40 FPS VSync or 48 FPS VRR, ray tracing on high. And the final bit, if you play on a PlayStation 5 Pro and you play on quality, you can play on native 4K resolution, native 4K resolution with 30 FPS VSync and ray tracing on ultra. I would love to see how that runs. I'm not even kidding. I gotta imagine that quality mode on PS5 Pro is not going to run well. Like when you get in combat and you got particle effects going everywhere, I just don't see how native 4K this game is going to run halfway decent. Like maybe like when you're in town and nothing's happening, maybe. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, so quality PS5. Now, if you are playing on Xbox, oh boy, here we go. So we got Xbox Series X. On performance mode, you are going to be playing at 720p. Yes, that is correct. That is correct. 720p at 40 FPS with VSync on and ray tracing is off. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. What are we doing? Anyway, again, that's a Series S. I know that's the weaker console. I know that. I'm just saying. It's just funny because, again, these are supposed to be like next generation consoles across the board. And Xbox right now is talking their shit. They're like, oh, yeah, our next console is going to be leading in performance. Like, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. You guys are getting literally felted right now. Anyway, so 720p, 40 FPS with VSync on, ray tracing is off. If you play on quality mode, it's going to be 1080p, 30 FPS with VSync on, ray tracing off. Okay? So no matter what, Xbox Series X, you're not getting ray tracing, it's over. You know, it is what it is. Now in Xbox Series X, you got performance mode at 1080p, 60 FPS, VSync, ray tracing low, same as the OG PS5. You have balance mode, which is upscaled 4K from 1280p, FSR3, 40 FPS, ray tracing low, same as OG PS5. And then basically same as OG PS5, basically. Upscaled 4K from 1440p, 30 FPS VSync, ray tracing high. So there you go. I mean, listen, the only thing that sounds attractive is probably the PS5 Pro. You know, the PS5 Pro seems to be exactly where it needs to be. But everything else, I mean, whatever. As long as the Xbox Series X matches the OG PS5, I don't see a problem with it. But again, these are consoles that have raised their prices and they're trying to convince you this is like next gen gaming. Bro, these guys are struggling to do even the bare minimum half of the time. With the exception of the PS5. PS5 is okay. 1080p at 60 FPS, whatever. Even Xbox Series X is okay, whatever, at this game. So, very interesting overall. I will obviously be playing on PC. I'm sure a lot of you will be playing on PC. A lot of you guys, even with a low to mid-end PC, should be able to play this game. Even Takeda is going to be able to play this game. And we all know his PC is a little bit special. But he's gonna be able to play this game. I just want to know whether or not the PS5 Pro actually plays it at 4K native, 30 FPS with ray tracing on ultra. That's what I'm curious about. Fuck everything else. I know it could do 1080p. I know it could do the bullshit upscaling to 4K. I know it could do that. But native 4K on quality mode with ray tracing on ultra, granted it's at 30 FPS, so I'll give it that, but still. Like, I'm curious. I want to see some combat under that setting. That's what I want to see. I want to see that combat. And let's see if it actually holds up. If it does, hey, props to the PS5 Pro for doing that. Granted, you're not doing it at 60 frames a second, but we all know most hardcore console players don't give a fuck. Or at least they say they don't. Anyway, So that's it. That's the specs for Crimson Desert. Very interesting. Can't wait for this game. I'm excited. I'm glad I'm finishing 2 video games, so I'll free up some time to be able to play the game when it releases. So let me know what you guys think about that one. All right, let's move on. We got Resident Evil Requiem. Speaking of one of the games that I'm going to finish soon, Resident Evil Requiem is one of them. And apparently they announced a new story DLC. Now, I have 2 stories with Resident Evil. One of them I didn't tell you about because I wanted to get your genuine reaction. I didn't want to pre-warn you for it. But this one, we'll go over this one. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at the DLC announcement. Now, if you guys are not aware, this got leaked like 24 to 48 hours ago. They leaked it where they said that Resident Evil apparently had all this DLC plan. They had a DLC plan for Leon, continuing the story where, well, not necessarily Leon. They said they were going to have Leon play in between the events of Resident Evil 7 and Village. Like, where was Leon during that time kind of a thing. So, anyway, we're going to see what the actual announcement is. Although, to be fair, they don't really give you that much information. They do make a joke, though, at all the Gooners. So, here we go.
皆さんこんにちは。バイオハザードレクイエムディレクターの中西です。2月27日にね、発売させていただいたバイオハザードレクイエムですけども、非常に好評いただいてまして、すでに500万本を突破したとのことです。本当にたくさんの方にプレイしていただいて、開発チーム一同としても圧倒的感謝でございます。
They sold over 5 million copies in just a couple of days. While the journalists are trying to convince you that gamers aren't buying new video games anymore, or just video games in general anymore. It's unbelievable, right? The stories that they tell.
本当にありがとうございます。先日ね、いくつかの問題修正したアップデート配信させてもらったんですけども、引き続き問題修正や快適性向上のサポートを続けていこうと考えてます。で、さらにね、コンテンツ追加っていうのも計画。
I'll say this. I'm shocked that Capcom actually did release a fix for Resident Evil as fast as they did, because you guys know I was having issues until actually it wasn't even them. It was NVIDIA. The NVIDIA driver was the problem. Once NVIDIA released their fix, everything was fine. But I'm surprised they reacted so quickly. But then again, I'm really not surprised because I think Resident Evil's their baby. I really do. I mean, they have a lot of like really good, strong IPs that you can call their baby. But I think Resident Evil really is their baby at this point. And, you know, considering how successful the game was, it's one of those situations where you kind of had to act quickly. Otherwise, you're going to lose a lot of goodwill, and they can't do that. How do you understand that, guy? Oh, so there's something called subtitles on the bottom here. We are also planning to add more content, like it's translated to English. So that's how we can understand it. All right, let's continue.
ましてまず要望の多いフォトモード、それから5月頃にはなると思うんですけども、ちょっとしたミニゲームっていうのも準備しております。
So they're planning to add a mini game to the game. I don't know what it is, but they're planning to add something. So that's the announcement number 1, by the way.
レクイエムはね、好評に応えるべく今後も継続したサポートを続けていきたいと考えております。そう、あとこれですね。
Bro, what the fuck is this? He printed screenshots of some of the most ridiculous gooner shit. You got Leon in the Bachelorette or Bachelor or something. Like, what is this? Forbidden Requiem. Bro, my God, dude. Y'all are gooning too hard. He's trolling hard right now. He is trolling you hard right now, bro. Oh man. Bro, Biohazard with instead of Grace, it's a cat. Who did that? Bro, who did this? Who turned Grace into a pussycat? That's crazy, bro. What the fuck is this? Who is this, a cookout? A barbecue? You're invited to the barbecue? Oh no. Oh no. Bro, wait, you're going fast. Wait, what's that? Your turn? Is that a card game? What the fuck is that? Can you imagine if that's the card game they're gonna add? What the fuck is that? What is that? Wait. That looks like some sort of AI generated mini game. What the fuck is that, bro?
はい、追加ストーリーコンテンツ、こちらの方制作。
There you go. That's the real thing. So they're planning to expand the story. They're announcing a story expansion now for the game.
コンテンツ、こちらの方制作決定しました。こちらの方はですね、レクイエムの世界をさらに掘り下げて楽しめる内容を目指して絶賛開発中です。配信まではちょっと少々時間を渡してしまうことになるかと思い
It'll take some time, so we ask for your patience and hope you look forward to it.
ますので、楽しみにお待ちいただければと思います。最後に改めて皆さん本当にどうもありがとうございました。
And that's it. That's it. So, I mean, you know, I'm curious what the DLC is going to be or who it's going to feature. You know, there's no guarantee it's going to feature Leon or Grace or anybody like that. I imagine one of them probably will feature Leon because obviously he's the fan favorite. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. So no Animusha. No, they're going to come out with Animusha. Just, you know, they're going to work on this too. Senekin says, arigato. So an unfinished story. I don't know if you would call it an unfinished story. I would say that Resident Evil, unfortunately, does tend to have tons of cliffhangers. They sure love their fucking cliffhangers. And I don't know if when they say story expansion, it could be a prequel. It could be like a flashback. Again, the rumor online right now is that it's a DLC that is going to take place between Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8 with Leon showing where he was and what he was doing at the time. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I'd be very curious to see what happens. So we shall follow up on this in the future, obviously, but it's not going to come anytime soon. So we just got to wait and see. But they announced it because, well, I feel like they had no choice. Plus, you know, at the end of the day, striking while the iron is hot is also a good thing, right? If you're going to announce a story expansion for a video game that's extremely fucking successful, like Requiem, you're going to want to do it right now. You're going to want to do it right after you sold 5 billion copies. Like, you're going to want to tell people. Because a lot of people are beating the game. The game's not long. It's a pretty short game. So you're going to want to tell people, hey, by the way, you know. So I don't know. We'll see. We're going to get young Leon. Maybe. Lyric Center with a 10. Hey, as long as the DLC isn't about Ethan. Nobody likes Ethan, bro. Nobody likes Ethan. Who likes Ethan? Nobody. Nobody. Thank you, Lyric Center, for the 10. I appreciate that. All right, let's continue. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's X this out. And now let's go to... What's the next one? Let me X out Crimson Desert. Let's talk about Expedition 33. So, Expedition 33 has hired, like most studios, they have hired a legal team that essentially is all about protecting the copyright of the company, right? This is not uncommon. This happens, you know, quite often. And a lot of the time, the copyright legal team, they end up doing things in automatic ways where, you know, the team that actually hired the legal team is not even aware that it's happening. That was pretty much my suspicion with this, where the Expedition 33 studio, apparently, the legal team behind their copyright is going after a comic book that uses the name Clair Obscure. And even though the font's similar and all that stuff, like this comic book has existed beforehand, right? So it says Expedition 33 Studios says that they're seeking a fair solution in a dispute with comic artist who named his book after the same 15th century painting technique. If you scroll down, it says Sandfall Interactive has responded publicly to a post made by the creator of comic. I can't say that shit. Clair Obscure Academia, whatever. I don't know. Last Friday, alleging Sandfall's lawyers contacted him to demand he stop selling the book. Comic creator Oliver Gay. All right, sorry. I had to laugh. I had to laugh. Who says he pitched the book to publisher Draco in 2019 and has a contract with the title dated several months before Clair Obscure, Expedition 33's release, wrote on X that the letter implied his book was writing on the game's undeniable success. That's kind of fucked up. That's kind of fucked up. Like, if this book was around beforehand, you're going to accuse it of writing on the undeniable success. And again, these are the lawyers, right? This is not the Expedition 33 team that, that is behind this. The lawyers pretty much kind of like jumped on it, I imagine. They're just doing what they're paid to do. So Gay's thread went on to say that he has boundless admiration for Sandfall Interactive success story, but conceded that he'll be changing the name, not having the energy nor the money to engage in a legal battle, especially against French studios that I greatly appreciate. Gay's description of Clair Obscur as a story is about a peasant who joins an elite magic school. Suggests a setting vastly different from Sandfall's own. Despite this, some ex-users have taken to defending Sandfall's sole ownership of the French translation of Renaissance art terminology and also the color gold, pointing out that vaguely similar topography might confuse them into purchasing the book, presumably without checking its contents for even the brief second that it would take to realize that the two properties have nothing to do with each other. You know, people really need to take fanboyism. They need to stop. They need to stop. Even for an amazing video game like Expedition 33, bro, we need to stop. The way that people just flat out go and start like attacking people and shit. Like, the guy has every right to defend his comic book. That it's been conceptualized well before Sandfall even said anything about Expedition 33. You know? Anyway, thank you for bringing this to our attention. Sandfall wrote yesterday on X in a response to Gay's message. We're in contact with the publisher and Oliver to find a fair solution for everyone. It's a short acknowledgement and one that comes across most likely an attempt to ride out the controversy over something that already has been decided with a bit of friendly face saving in the hope that it'll die down. Still, it's worth pointing out that overzealous lawyering or not, the need to defend his trademark leaves the developers at Sandfall in an uncomfortable position whereby their company now has to look like a big stompy corporate Goliath to Gay's David. It's a nav situation for everybody involved, basically an unfortunate coincidence, as Gay puts it. Well, listen, why do I say Gay that way? Because his last name is Gay. All right, so you gotta accentuate the gay. It is an unfortunate situation. It's one of those things where it's like, what are you gonna do? You know, the two IPs have nothing to do with each other. They literally don't have anything to do with each other's story, characters, nothing like that. They just share the same name. It's actually kind of similar to Nintendo going after the fucking supermarket in Costa Rica, whatever the fuck it was. That the supermarket's owner's name was Mario. So he wanted to call his supermarket that is a supermarket. He wanted to call his Super Mario. Like, it's one of those fucking coincidences. And Nintendo was like, nope, we got to sue. And they lost. You know, they lost. But like, he has every right to call a supermarket named after himself. His fucking name is Mario, bro. You know, so I don't know. I think it's a little insane. Clair Obscur has existed obviously before in terms of like the wording has existed beforehand. I don't think that Expedition 33, I don't think Sandfall has the ability to copyright that unless it's in combination with Expedition 33. Otherwise, Clair Obscur that's been around forever. Like, how can you do that? You know? So I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening with this. I'm sure that Sandfall, that really likes to be the public good guy, is probably not going to do anything about this in any negative way. They're probably going to let it go and just let bygones be bygones with the understanding that, you know, the story is different and everything like that. Or maybe they'll make him make a public statement saying that, you know, the story is different, which I think he already did. But regardless, I'm sure it'll be fine. So I just wanted to share that story. This is a prime example of lawyers that are disconnected from the studio they represent, jumping the gun a little bit. That's basically what it is. Okay, let's talk about, where is it at? Oh, okay, we got it's all good stories now. Okay. All right. Let's talk about Josh Schobel. Before we do that, Speedy Cake with a 5, Capcom needs to hotfix Sherry's voice lines being mute randomly. They need to fix a lot of shit, I'm sure. Thank you, Speedy Cake. I appreciate it. Toradol with a 5. They're suing a man who made a comic years back named for a painting technique. Have they tried suing the original artist too? Well, again, it's not necessarily Sandfall. It's the lawyers that they hired, right? The legal copyright team that they hired. And a lot of the times when you hire a team to do all of that, they go above and beyond, right? Because they're looking for an excuse to justify their paycheck. So they tend to overshoot sometimes, and this is one of those examples. I don't think Sandful had any idea this was happening. I really don't. I'm not defending them or anything. I just really don't think, based on history from what I've seen from other studios, I don't think that they knew this was happening, personally. But anyway, let's talk about, thank you, Torinol. Let's talk about Josh Sobel. Now, if you guys don't remember who Josh Sobel is, he is the gentleman who wrote that long fucking article about how it's the gamer's fault that High Guard failed, how it's the Chud's fault, how it's especially toxic YouTubers' fault, right? Those dirty, dirty, dirty YouTubers, you bastards, you disgusting YouTubers. It is everybody's fault but their own as to why High Guard failed. He ended up writing a long article, and then a couple of days later, he ended up deleting it, and then also deleting his own Twitter page. And he's been gone for about 15 to 20 some odd days. I don't know, something like that. So, with all that being said, Joshy Boy is back now. He is back because, as always, well, you can't be without the Chuds. You need the Chuds. Just admit that you absolutely love the Chuds. So Josh says the following. Since I reactivated my account, I'll address the elephant in the room. My now deleted tweet following the High Guard layoff news a month ago was a mistake, which is fair. Listen, if you're, I get it. You know, if you are, sometimes we all make mistakes when we're angry, and at least he's admitting that it's a mistake, right? Sort of. He says, I was stressed, devastated, angry, and running on 2 hours of sleep. It was not wise to take my pain to the internet in that volatile state. All right, whatever. It is what it is, right? Because at the end of the day, listen, I don't give a fuck what these people say. I don't care what they say, right? They can hate YouTubers as much as they want. They can hate the Chuds as much as they want. They can hate gamers as much as they want. Your game is going to stand on its own, whether for the better or for the worse. It's going to stand on its own. And all you're going to do is make it worse for yourself. I'm not financially involved in the game, so it doesn't matter to me. But anyway, he says, I stand by the intent behind much of what I said. Okay, well, at that point, then you're not really apologizing, right? If you're saying you're sorry for what you said, but you stand behind the intent of what you said, the intent, in my opinion, was maliciousness. That was the intent, in my opinion. Again, I feel like you were being malicious to your critics. You were being malicious specifically to YouTubers. You were being malicious to the people who talk negatively about your video game and spread the news that the game is probably not the best. You are being malicious to those people. So you're standing behind that intent. But then you said you phrased it poorly, and some of his anger was misdirected. How so? He says, I believe the online discourse around High Guard has some very dark corners that may have accelerated the timeline of our failure beyond the natural outcome of reasonable critique. Exactly. Like, so what exactly is reasonable critique? Right? Reasonable critique for these people is you can only say something bad about my game if you sugarcoat it. That's the only way you could do it, right? You can't be direct. You can't be upfront. You can't be honest. You have to sugarcoat it. That's reasonable. Otherwise, that's not reasonable. He says, but it wasn't the primary case, and I don't personally believe the ultimate outcome would have been thoroughly different without it. There were a lot of elements involved, and there's no way to know how it would have gone under different circumstances. Well, that's true. That's true. We don't know how it would have gone under different circumstances. I can say that chances are you probably wouldn't have got anywhere close to receiving 2 million players had Jeff Keighley not promoted you. See, the thing is, a lot of people say Jeff Keighley killed the game. I don't believe that. I think Jeff Keighley gave the game the only chance it had. Because considering that it hit 97,000 concurrent players and had 2 million people try the game due to the controversy and the promotion, without any of that, I don't think almost anybody would have tried this game. This game would have came and went. They would have shadow dropped it, and I just don't think it would have done anywhere close to the numbers. But anyway, so then he says, I restored my Twitter account a few days before the 1 month no recovery day. A few days. Bro, this guy literally deactivated his Twitter and then chose to come back like it's crack a couple of days before it was going to be gone forever. Then he said the reason why he did it is because he values the connections he made on here. Oh, okay. So you mean to tell me that your friends don't have anybody? I'm sorry, your friends don't have Blue Sky? We all know you guys are supposedly saying that you're on Blue Sky all the time. You mean to tell me you can't just go hang out with them on Blue Sky? Come on, bro. Let's be real. It's not about the connections you made. You missed the drama. That's what these people don't want to admit. They miss the drama. They miss the interaction with the chuds. They miss being able to tell people how morally inferior they are. That's what they miss. They miss being able to look down on you, call you a conservative racist or Republican racist or a chud racist, misogynist, bigot, homophobe, whatever. You guys know that the reason why you're coming to X is for the attention. Because on Blue Sky, you got no motion. You got no attention. Your little article that you wrote wouldn't have gone viral on Blue Sky because, number one, you can't write articles to my knowledge. And number two, nobody would have fucking cared. So anyway, he says that he restored his account 1 month before the no recovery date because he values the connections he's made here. I'll be keeping replies locked to accounts I follow for the time being because I maintain the right to protect my mental health. It's time for my next chapter. Thanks for listening. How many replies he had? He has 5 replies. Interesting. Okay. If it means anything, I really enjoyed High Guard. I thought it was a lot of fun. The movement, the shooting was satisfying. It wasn't perfect, but I believed in what y'all were making. All the best, dude. I'm sure you'll land on your feet. And then shows that he platinumed High Guard. Wow, bro. He believed in High Guard so much that he played for the total of 1 day. He gave High Guard 24 hours of playtime. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sure High Guard was out a lot longer than that. A lot longer than that. Completely understandable given the circumstances, praying for the next chapter. I thought it was well written and gave an internal perspective that is important. You are human, and what you're inspired hurt you directly. Instead of being met with empathy, you were met with derision and vitriol you didn't deserve, much like High Guard itself. Well, here's the thing. No offense. Game developers don't deserve empathy 9 out of 10 times. You want empathy? How about you earn it? These people think that you're automatically entitled to empathy because of what reasons? You guys don't give that same empathy back. You don't give a fuck. A lot of you guys are absolutely vitriolic. A lot of you guys 100% advocate for some of the most sinister shit that you could possibly do to people. Doxing, right? Actually harassing people, trying to get them deplatformed, banned, fired from their jobs, all that stuff. Now, I'm not saying this person advocates for that, but what I am saying is that there's a high likelihood of it. And if it's not them, it's definitely someone else that's in that department. You know, so let's stop this whole bullshit about, oh, you should be empathetic. You should be empathetic. You should have empathy. You guys don't even have empathy. You don't even know what the word means. Because if you did, you wouldn't be acting half of the way that you do. Then Milton says, no worries, Josh. Obviously, we can't please everyone. So all we could do is soldier on. And of course, this person with Rainbow and fucking, bro. Oh my God, bro. Literally, they then biromantic ace game developer. Rainbow and every country other than United States of America in their bio, of course. So anyway, that's the last post from Josh Sobel. He is officially back on Twitter. And you know what? I do wish him luck. I really do. I really do. I'm not kidding. I do wish these people luck. I wish that they go on and find a project that they can make where they can be happy with it and not have to blame everybody else for its failure. I really do, because hopefully they can find some happiness in that. But chances are that's probably not going to happen, considering this person believes in the millennial curse or something, where I guess he believes that all his financial problems have to do with the fact of how old he is or his generation or whatever. It's clear that the victim mentality runs very strong with this person. So I don't know if they're going to be able to get out of it in adulthood, but hopefully they can. Otherwise, well, I mean, that's it. That's it. This is absolutely going to continue, in my opinion. I think whatever game he makes next, we're going to see something very similar from this. So we'll see. We will see what happens from this. Anyway, good old Joshy boy. All right. Let's X out of that. And let's get into... All right, we got 3 big topics, but I got one that we just gotta laugh at, boys. So I got another Resident Evil topic, specifically Resident Evil Requiem topic. I didn't tell you about this one because honestly, it's just... I like what do you even say? Like, what do you even say? What do you say? Right? So anyway, this is like another story where we cover Souls-like video games, where there are people out there that play Souls-like video games, but then they end up getting felted by them, and instead of getting good, they demand that the game be made easy, right? Instead of getting good, they demand that the developers change the game and make it easier and more accessible so that they don't have to get good. Well, we have the Resident Evil version of that. And this is coming from the director from, I believe, Resident Evil 2 Remake. If you look over here, apparently, according to Hideki Kamiya, Resident Evil Requiem is too scary. And he's a series veteran. And he argues that Capcom should make a non-scary mode for Resident Evil. What? What? I'm going to drink water and I'm going to let you guys sit on that one for a second. Bro, what? This is probably a joke. No, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. I wish it was. I wish it was, but it's not. It's not. He actually advocates against the scary stuff. He says, I don't need the scary stuff. I don't know. Legendary Capcom veteran with gems like Devil May Cry under his belt has some thoughts to share on Resident Evil Requiem, a horror game that apparently has too much horror in it. Experiencing a recent game alongside fellow developers from his own studio, Kamiya reveals he's always wanted a less spooky mode in Resident Evil games, which is a series that he worked on himself, considering he literally directed Resident Evil 2. Musically, it's just too scary for him. I've been saying forever, they should make a non-scary mode. Nah, he's being serious. What's so funny is that Resident Evil 7 is considered or was considered too scary. And now apparently Resident Evil Requiem is too scary? It's crazy. So either this is what he said or this is a mistranslation, one of the two. But I don't know. Someone chimes in that would completely defeat the concept of the game. That's not enough reason to deter Kamiya from believing in the aforementioned non-scary setting. I just want to enjoy the puzzles and the combat. I don't need the scary stuff. It's hilarious to hear from Kamiya, and unsurprisingly, the comments don't disappoint. Ironic that the man who made Resident Evil 2 can't handle scary stuff. Bro, what the fuck are we doing, man? What are we doing? This is the same. This is literally the same. Like, it's the same thing as the people who play, like I said, Souls-like games, and they want an easy mode. It's the same thing. It's like, so you're playing a horror game, but you don't want the horror. So you want an action game. That's what you want. You want an action game based in the story of Resident Evil, which, by the way, you've gotten that in the past. Like, Resident Evil's not fucking scary. There's nothing in Resident Evil that's scary. But, I don't know. What are we doing? I'm confused. Yeah, I'm confused too. Remember the journalist who played Ninja Gaiden 4? He bailed out on the tutorials? The journal? You talking about the YouTuber? Are you talking about, what the fuck is his name? That wasn't a journalist. That was a YouTuber that bailed on Ninja Gaiden in the tutorials, wasn't it? What's the guy's name? I forgot his name. Go play Resident Evil 6? Yeah, Resident Evil 6 is pretty much all action. He lost his balls? Maybe. Wasn't that DSP? I don't know. Was it? That's Reforged. Oh, Reforged Gaming. No, it was Reforged Gaming. Yeah. Chat's right. It was Reforged Gaming is the one that was like, I don't want to learn all this shit. And then he just skips the tutorial, gets felted in the tutorial, and then quits the game. Crazy, bro. Crazy moment. Anyway, so I just wanted to share this story because I thought this was quite unbelievable. And needless to say, my mind was blown. So, okay. One more story before the marathon unemployed story, because we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how the former, or is it current? I think current Warframe and Overwatch developers are speaking up in solidarity against all of the marathon number watching. And apparently they say that people that do that are unemployed. It's unemployed behavior. It's maidenless behavior. Yes, I'm not even kidding. But first, we're going to talk about the major story behind Fortnite. So if you guys are not following Fortnite, the story behind Fortnite's pretty insane. They just recently raised the price of their V-Bucks, okay? Because apparently the cost of running Fortnite has gone up a lot. What I want to do is inform every single one of you that is watching this right now that this is complete bullshit. All of this is complete bullshit. It has nothing to do with the cost of running Fortnite and has everything to do with subsidizing the mistakes in business by Tim Sweeney and Epic Games. Epic Games this entire time has decided that the best way they can compete with Steam is to try to spread their legs and hoard themselves out by giving away so many free video games throughout the year. But that costs hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars to give away that many free games throughout the year. So in order to do that, that money's got to come from somewhere. And I know there are some Epic Games shills, I don't know why, but there are some that are out there trying to say that Epic Games is the best for XYZ reason and they don't charge you blah, 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 whatever. Guys, the money comes from somewhere. It always does. This whole bullshit like free this, free that, Mamdani bullshit, it's not ever going to actually be free. It's going to come from somewhere. And now it seems as if Epic Games wants to subsidize their mistakes by passing it off to their biggest cash cow. Fortnite makes $4 to $5 billion a year. A year. It's one of the only things they have that is super profitable to that magnitude. It's the only thing that they have that's actually keeping them afloat, to be honest with you, because Epic Game Store does not keep them afloat whatsoever. I don't know if you guys are aware, we've covered this many times, but Epic Games makes about $300 million a year from third-party video game sales. If you want a comparison, Steam makes anywhere between $1 to $2 billion a month from third-party video game sales. So it's not even close. You're talking about a month that outshines an entire year by like 5 times that number. So they're not really selling video games on their store, and the number's been going down. They're actually selling less video games. They're about to go under $300 million a year for third-party sales. Now, Epic Game Store makes a total of about $1 billion a year from their Epic Game Store, but the majority of it comes from transactions from first-party video games, right? About $700 million, give or take, comes from first-party video games. The rest is third-party video games, okay? So with all this being said, this is a classic just pass the cost off to the consumer. Right, by raising V-Bucks. Let me explain how they're actually raising V-Bucks, okay? So apparently, it all adds up, all of which is to say that V-Bucks, Fortnite's virtual currency, is about to get more expensive. The cost of running Fortnite has gone up a lot, and we're raising prices to help pay the bills. Epic said by way of minimalist explanation, what's really happening, though, is shrinkflation, an extricable economics term that describes price increases imposed by reducing the size or quantity of the product in question. There are detailed explanations and theories you can read about shrinkflation if you're into that sort of thing, but essentially it's a way to camouflage price hikes because the price doesn't actually go up, so people are less likely to notice and get mad about it. Yeah, I mean, listen, it could be shrinkflation too. Absolutely. It could be something like McDonald's does it. Have you guys noticed that, like McDonald's, all these fast food spots, all of them are essentially the food is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, right? It's ridiculous, but then the price somehow stays the same or keeps going up and up and up and up, while the items keep getting smaller. So, you know, it's could be that, sure, but I do think it's mostly them passing off their fuck ups to everybody else. Okay, so now here's the pack tiers for those of you curious. So now the previous was for $8.99 you get 1,000 V-Bucks. Now you're gonna get 800. For $22.99 you used to get 2,800 V-Bucks. Now you're getting 2,400. For $36.99, you used to get 5,000 V-Bucks. Now you're getting 4,500. For $89.99, you used to get 13,500, and now you're getting 12,500. Now, here's one thing that nobody's talking about regarding all of this, okay? I want to make it very clear, guys, that Fortnite was the originator of this kind of monetization model, right? They're the ones who made it. They're the ones who perfected it. They're the ones who mastered it, and they're the ones who everybody's copying. So you know what's going to happen, right? Everybody knows what's going to happen, right? Let me explain what's going to happen if you don't know what's going to happen. Everybody who copied Fortnite's monetization model is going to copy this model again. So now, since Fortnite is trying to get away with this, everybody else is also going to try to get away with this, right? I'm telling you, Fortnite is the one that mastered this. There was other video games that made this model prior, but they didn't master it in the way that Fortnite did, with their strategy, with certain amount of V-Bucks being just below a certain amount to buy the item that you want, so that you end up buying another pack, even though you really don't need that other pack, but you just missed it barely. They're the ones who are going to, they're going to be copied again. So I expect to see this level of shrinkflation, or whatever you want to call it. I expect to see this in other battle pass oriented systems, or any other kind of live service video games that have this kind of system in it. It's going to happen. It's absolutely going to happen if it hasn't happened already, right? So nobody likes this sort of thing, but the good news is that Epic is also ramping down the prices of its various passes. The Battle Pass and OG Pass, which previously cost 1,000 V-Bucks, will cost 800 V-Bucks following the update, while the Music Pass and Lego Pass will drop from 1,400 V-Bucks to 1,200. Still, they make all their money on their packs. They don't give a fuck about the fucking season pass, bro. They make all their money on the packs. They make their money on the skins. Fucking, like, it's amazing how they'll be like, well, at least you get something. You're not getting anything for this. You're just getting screwed. That's all it is. So in any case, guys, I just want to make it very clear that, Tim Sweeney, I think what's also causing this too is that, if you guys remember, Epic Games said that they're going to start trying to actually compete with Steam. Well, they didn't say that. I'm paraphrasing, but they're promising that they're going to add a bunch of social features and all kinds of stuff to the Epic Games Store, that the store is getting a whole new overhaul very soon. And that's going to cost money too. That's really where a lot of this money is going to go to. So they realize that in order to do what Steam's doing, you actually need more money. That 30% ain't looking so bad after all. But instead of charging developers 30%, they're charging them 15% and passing the cost on to you. That's what they're doing. So, of course, we're going to see what ends up happening with this, but this is quite honestly a hilarious story, in my opinion, because all I know is that this game is just going to make more money. People are going to pay an insane amount for this game. Cassie is still going to end up playing this game and buying skins and stuff. It's just going to be what it is. It's never going to change when it comes to Fortnite, because Fortnite has one thing, and that is the same thing, something similar to what Pokemon has, which is the cultural lockdown, right? Like, Fortnite is a cultural entity, very similar to Roblox, unfortunately, as crazy and disgusting as Roblox is. Fortnite is a cultural entity. It stays relevant by introducing a bunch of relevant cultural things that are happening at the time, characters, people, all that stuff. Like, they have the culture pretty locked down, and especially the young culture. So as long as they continue to hold that strong, I don't really see anything happening from this. But we'll see. We'll see what happens to this nonsense. Yeah, it has all the collabs and everything. That's basically how they stay relevant. So crazy story, man. Crazy story. I gotta imagine that we're probably gonna see that happen again. We're probably gonna see like some sort of V-Buck adjustment again, until it gets to the point where they're making double what they used to make for the same amount of V-Bucks. That's really what the goal is. They want to be able to make double the amount, right, while offering half of the amount of V-Bucks. That's what they're going to do. All right, final story, guys. Final story. Let me take the ears off for this one. Let me drink some water. Hold on. Final story. All right, guys. If you are unaware, if you've been watching Marathon, if you've been looking at the numbers, and if you've been curious how this game is performing, and if you even dare question anybody over how this game is performing, well, guess what? I just found out, and you're about to find out, that you are, in fact, unemployed. Yes, I'm not kidding. And those who are probably screaming right now at the screen watching this video and saying, I'm not unemployed. What the hell are you talking about? Well, no, you are unemployed. According to Warframe and Overwatch developers that are apparently speaking up in solidarity against all the conversation regarding Marathon, whether it's about the numbers, the performance, the developers, or whatever, apparently you are unemployed. That's the only way that you can have these conversations. You're also maidenless, by the way. Now, guys, obviously, this is massive levels of cope, okay? I can't even count on two hands how many games have shut down in just the last, years worth of time? Maybe even 2 years worth of time that have said that Steam numbers don't matter, right? I can't. I just think it's impossible. There are so many video games out there and studios that have either shut down their game or shut down their studio that have tried to tell you that Steam numbers don't matter, okay? It literally happened with Highguard. Before I talk about this article, let me show you exactly what I mean. Not that long ago, on February 2nd, 2026, Highguard developers said the following: it doesn't matter if the game reaches 1,000 concurrent players or 100 million concurrent players. It doesn't matter. Apparently, the numbers don't matter. And I don't know if you guys are aware, but Highguard is dead in 2 days. Okay? So we need to stop this bullshit about the Steam numbers don't matter, because we all know that that's not true. Every single one of us knows that that's not true. Now, let's go back to the article, because apparently you are jobless. You are maidenless. You have nothing going for you if you're talking about marathon numbers, right? This is big, unemployed, maidenless behavior. I tend to just laugh about SteamDB being used as a mic drop. Why would you laugh about the thing that has determined the failure of multiple video games? Why would you laugh about that? You know, honestly, these guys do it to themselves. They really do it to themselves. And when I look at this, and they always ask for empathy, right? They're like, oh, just be empathetic to us. Be empathetic to developers. These are real people losing their jobs. Why? You said the numbers don't matter. You say you laugh at the people that talk about the numbers and say, hey, these are red flags, right? So let's go over this. Let's see what they have to say exactly. So Marathon has been surrounded by controversy since its announcement. Yeah, because the game looks fucking disgusting. It's a new game in an established series from days gone by, revived as an extraction shooter, which wasn't quite so mainstream before Arc Raiders. Bro, you guys are going to pretend as if Escape from Tarkov didn't have a insane amount of players. Not to mention the game released on Steam and still does insanely well, on top of all the players that they had before that. But okay, yeah, maybe it wasn't mainstream. Speaking of, it's going up against Embark's now entrenched extraction shooter, despite both games actually playing very differently. Plus, it's also Bungie, which also had its fair share of issues over the years. You know, the fact that people ignore how influential Bungie's involvement in this actually is for both positive and negative, right? Bungie being involved in this is a positive because they have a massive amount of fanboys. They have people that will literally abandon all reality just to shill for this game, just to say that this game is amazing, and they will literally attack other people that say otherwise. It doesn't matter. They go completely rabid. But then you also have the other side of the coin, where Bungie has also betrayed not only its loyal fan base multiple times with Destiny 2, especially, but you also have the fact that Bungie has just flat out been an absolute shitty company that has stolen artwork and stolen other assets from creators and have been caught at least 5 times and have admitted to it every single time. They've had to pay legal fees for it. They even had to credit the artists that they stole from before in Marathon. So it works for them and it works against them. It's kind of, goes hand in hand. But anyway, despite a fairly strong launch and the sentiment online from people who have played the game becoming more positive as time goes on, including many big streamers, which, by the way, that's not true. That is literally not true at all. Just so you guys are aware, most of the big streamers have completely abandoned the game. There are some that are still playing it, yes, obviously, because they're either being paid to or they really want to maintain that access with Bungie, or maybe they actually like it, right? Let's be real. There are some people that do like Marathon, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. If it's okay for me to say that it's okay that you like the game, why can't it be okay for me to say that we don't like the game, right? Why is one allowed, but then the other's not allowed? That's where I have a problem with this overall discourse and conversation that's going on around this game. One is always allowed, the other's never allowed, right? But in any case, using a crystal ball to call games you don't like dead is cool these days, I guess. Warframe's creative director, Rebecca Ford, of course, is a woman, and Overwatch's senior designer, Dylan Snyder, certainly don't think so. Okay, so let's hear what they have to say. Is the 50% player drop in the room with us right now? Feel free to dislike and pass up any game you want. More power to you. But this is big, unemployed, maidenless behavior. I love it. I love it, boys. This is a glorious thing. Keep in mind, I just want you guys to be aware of something, okay? Oh, actually, let me read the other one really quick. Responding to a post claiming that Marathon lost 50% of its players since the free server slam weekend, I assume. Thanks to Slay the Spire 2 and Pokepokia. Snyder says, feel free to dislike and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And as someone who knows actual Overwatch player numbers, I tend to just laugh about SteamDB being used as a mic drop. Well, guess what? Guess what? You may laugh at people utilizing SteamDB for Overwatch, and you're fair. You're fair to say that. You want to know why? Because Battle.net has been around for ages. And yes, I would imagine that there's probably a lot more of an established player base for Overwatch on Battle.net than there is on SteamDB. But you know what you can't laugh at? You can't laugh at the fact that no matter how successful you think you are, Microsoft at the end of the day thought that you were not successful enough. I don't know if you guys have forgotten, but late last year, Microsoft decided that they were going to fire a good amount of people from the Overwatch 2 development team and the Diablo 4 development team. Both of these teams got hit extremely hard, right? Because as Microsoft planned to get rid of 3% of its global workforce, which, by the way, Microsoft is one of the companies that employs one of the most insane amount of employees by far. I mean, we're talking about thousands upon thousands of people. So 3%, you took the hardest out of that 3%. So what'd you take? 2%? That's still a good amount of people. You guys got absolutely felted, by the way. So even though you want to laugh at the Steam numbers, towards the end of last year, you were experiencing layoffs on the Overwatch team and the Diablo 4 team. If you guys were deemed worthy enough and worth keeping around and profitable enough, you wouldn't have gotten fired. You can say that it would have happened anyway, but I don't believe that, because other teams didn't experience layoffs that work under Microsoft, but yours did. So there's a reason why that is, no matter how much they tell you how amazing you are, because we all know what the PR spin is when it comes to companies laying off people. They always say, oh, this is not a reflection of the developers getting fired. They're all amazing. We just had to restructure. We just had to, do some things. They never want to tell you that you fucking sucked. Okay, flat out. They never want to tell you that. So now let's go back to the article where this person says that they laugh at SteamDB numbers. Meanwhile, they work on the team. They got fired because the numbers weren't good enough. It's also the reason, by the way, why Overwatch all of a sudden started introducing sexy characters again, and why they started introducing actual supposed Gooner skins again. It's all because they got felted by Marvel Rivals. So you can talk about numbers all you want, but Marvel Rivals hitting the numbers that they did absolutely scared the shit out of you, and it made you had to react, right? Snyder raised the key issue with drawing sweeping conclusions from Steam player numbers. It's only one platform, and it only tracks concurrent players, not copies sold. In Overwatch's case, of course, it's also on Blizzard's own launcher, Battle.net. But the sentiment stands that you can't get a complete picture of a game's success from concurrent players on Steam. Guys, again, nobody is saying that you cannot get the complete picture. But what I am saying is that you could get the complete pattern. You could see gamers' patterns and reactions to the particular video game. So even if, let's say, Marathon was at 40,000 concurrent players, or actually, let's say 80,000 concurrent players on Steam. Fine. If you want to say there's millions upon millions of players somewhere else, fine. But at the end of the day, out of that 80,000 concurrent players, 40,000 of those concurrent players have decided to check out on average. Maybe even a little less, 30,000 to 25,000, whatever. The point is that there is a downward trajectory. And I would guarantee you, I would bet an insane amount of money that that trajectory is also being experienced on whatever other platform the game is available on. That's just the fucking fact. And the funny thing is, you want to talk about the fact that this game is available elsewhere. But here's the funniest thing about all of this, okay? Paul Tassi just recently came out with an article, all right? I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but I'm going to showcase this to you right now. Paul Tassi just recently came out with an article that his insiders over at Bungie have in fact informed him. Forbes contributor Paul Tassi says his Bungie insiders have admitted that Marathon is primarily played on PC. So all this talk about Marathon, oh, there's millions upon millions of players on PlayStation. Steam numbers don't matter, right? Who cares about Steam numbers? They don't matter. This is a PlayStation game. It's a Bungie game. Clearly, all the fans are going to be playing on PlayStation. You guys are coping, bro. First off, the amount of Sony fanboys and Bungie fanboys that I have seen tried to use the cope that this game is primarily played on PlayStation because supposedly consoles are bigger. You guys have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Your platform is smaller compared to Steam, actually by almost a vast amount at this point. Steam is exponentially growing to numbers you can't even understand. It's insane. They're almost at 200 million active registered users. The last known estimated number was around 188 million users, and that was last year. What do you think it's at this year? What do you think it's going to be at when they release the Steam machine? PlayStation is about 20 to 30 million less than that. So this whole pretending about you have the biggest platform. You guys don't have the biggest platform. Stop coping about that. All right, that's the biggest lie that console people tell themselves. You guys don't have that. That's a lie. Number one. Number two, you guys want to assume that most people are going to play this game on your platform, but you don't realize that a lot of the people that play these kind of games, they play them on PC, especially a first-person shooter, especially a sweaty first-person shooter, which Marathon is. Marathon is known to be a sweaty first-person shooter. So naturally, somebody's going to want to be able to play at the best performance they can, which is going to be with a keyboard and mouse, naturally. So you're going to play that on PC. Extraction shooters get played a ton on PC. You want to know why? Because the UI is usually horrendous and not fun to utilize on console. So to go through all those menus, to go through all those items and everything, most people rather play on PC because it's easier that way to go through that disgusting UI, which happens to be worse with Marathon, right? So all these excuses from Bungie fanboys, oh, we got the bigger player base on PlayStation. Not according to one of your people. Keep in mind, Paul Tassi, this guy is the ultimate defender of slop. All right? He will absolutely defend slop to the end of time. But even he says that his insiders say that Marathon is primarily played on PC. That's crazy, right? I think that's pretty insane. This is not one of my people saying this. This is one of your people saying this. So now that we know all of this, now we're going to go back to this whole cope about the numbers. Let's switch back really quick to this article and let's see what else it says. When Warframe released, we had 435 other titles compete with for the attention of millions of Steam users. Now games have 20,014 other games in the same year for many millions of Steam users that already have been exposed to 80,000 plus prior releases that they might have liked. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Rebecca Ford speaks more to the dire state of the industry right now, explaining that when Warframe launched in 2013, there were only 435 games released on Steam that year to compete with. What does that mean? So you're saying that Marathon is getting felted because it can't stand above the competition? We already know that. You're telling us what we already know. Like Arc Raiders is absolutely killing Marathon. The amount of big time streamers that were shilling Marathon that have now left to go back to Arc Raiders is unbelievable. After their paychecks cleared and after they got the money for the amount of time they were told to stream the game for, a lot of them left to go back to Arc Raiders because that's where the viewership's at. That's where the players are at. That's where the support is at. I always advocate for people playing the game that they want to play, whether people like it or not. I have played games that other people always shit on and don't like. I don't care. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to look for validation from someone else to play the game that I want to play. However, the truth is that a lot of people do, especially with multiplayer video games. There is a lot of people that need that validation to say, okay, I don't want to join a dead multiplayer game. I don't want to be sitting here waiting forever to have matches. I want to go where there's a lot of players. I want to go where the hype's at. A lot of people do that with multiplayer games. So if your game starts to lose players, that absolutely does matter. That 100% matters. No matter how much you want to cope about it, no matter how much you want to lie about it. And again, I only brought up one example in this video with Highguard saying that Steam numbers don't matter and they could survive with 1,000 or 100 million. But clearly that's not true. Because number one, they were talking shit because they had Tencent funding at the time. And then when Tencent pulled out, guess what? All that shit talking, well, it just got real. It just got very real. And now they're dying in 2 days, right? So, of course, games like Arc Raiders and Helldivers can sneak up on all us, undoubtedly break through the sea of releases, but it gets harder and harder each time. That's even more true when you're trying to get a new live service game into the hands of players who have already multiple established ones to juggle. Again, so whose fault is that, though, right? Whose fault is that? Guess who's saying, stop the live service slop? We already have too much of it. Guess who's out here saying that maybe we should focus more on single-player experiences that people can pick up and play instead of live service games that want your entire playtime And if you don't want to dedicate your playtime, then they blame you for not wanting to dedicate it. Who's been saying that? The chuds. The fucking chuds have been saying that. The gamers have been saying that. We've been saying stop it with the live service slop. You're the ones who are trying to make it a thing. PlayStation is the one that's trying to dedicate themselves to releasing multiple live service titles in 1 year or 2 years. It's not us doing that. It's you doing that. So if it's getting harder and harder each time to do it, if it's getting harder and harder to find players to play these games, maybe you should not be putting those fucking games out there. And then maybe as journalists, maybe, I know this is a long shot, but maybe you guys should start being honest about these live service video games and stop shilling for the big ones because they're attached to studios that you want to maintain the good side of. Instead of focusing on maintaining the side of Bungie and maintaining the side of Sony, maybe you should be honest and say, listen, High Guard really wasn't anything super different. You know? Actually, if you want to be even funnier, PC Gamer is the one that literally wrote an article saying, and I quote, High Guard didn't flop. They said High Guard didn't flop. They wrote an entire damage control article to counter the chuds because it was more important to try to lie against the chuds than it was to be honest about the game and the situation that it was in. And they're doing the same exact thing with fucking Marathon, where they'd rather be dishonest as long as it makes the chuds look bad. So listen, man, I was the first one, or at least I think I was the first one, to say that I don't think Marathon's going to flop at all when it first comes out. I literally said that this game is going to have some initial legs because I know Bungie fanboys. I've seen them in the past. I've seen how they act, and I've seen how loyal they are. The question is whether or not they are loyal enough to prevent more layoffs and loyal enough to prevent the death of this game. With Destiny, it has a reason to keep logging in. With Marathon, you don't quite have that reason just yet. And the fact that you guys are so desperate to try to get people to not write reviews for this game until you drop your cryo, whatever the hell it's called, I kind of feel like you don't have a lot of faith in this game. So ultimately, guys, Marathon is just another prime example where you may not flop in the beginning. And, you know, there are games that just don't flop in the beginning. But here's the truth, whether you want to admit it or not. And yes, I am absolutely going to end this video with Steam numbers. Fuck yeah, I am. You can cope about it all you want, bitch. Because now your own journalist is saying that more people are playing on PC, which is kind of sad, okay? So I'm absolutely going to end it here. You started at 88,000 concurrent players 5 days ago. Your numbers did not grow over the weekend, which is not good. Again, I don't want you guys to fail. I want the Bungie fanboys to have all the slop they want. I love seeing people waste money on this shit. But the truth is that you are going down. You got a downward trajectory, and it may be slow. It absolutely may be slow. Actually, I'll just say it. It is slow. It is slower, a lot slower compared to High Guard. No doubt about it. No doubt about it, but it's happening. You are on a downward trajectory. You see that little dashed line right here that Steam loves to do? They're estimating that by tomorrow, your 24-hour peak is going to be 62,495. Where today, it started at 66,593, and it dropped to 63,351. You going down, 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 boys. Down, down, down. Where are these people? And the beautiful thing is that you got to extrapolate these numbers, right? Because like the journalist said, concurrent numbers is not the whole story. That's only how many people are playing at any given one time. So you got to extrapolate these numbers. That means that for every 10,000 you go down, that's probably about 100,000 players that are checking out of the game. Maybe a little less than that. Maybe like 80,000 players, you know, checking out of the game. For every 10,000 concurrent that you go down at these numbers, which would make sense considering the amount of sales that you supposedly have, which are anywhere between 392,000 and 713. I gotta imagine it's probably around right around 400,000 to 500,000. That's where I think the sales numbers are at right now. You got 40,000 people watching this in 24 hours. Not terrible, but also not great. That's whoever the big streamers are that's left. But the truth, again, is that you're going down. You're going down. So here's what I'm going to say. I hope for you and your sake that whatever this cryo update that you have coming out soon, I hope it saves your game. Because if the cryo update does not boost the numbers significantly over the weekend and get everybody logging into this game, it's not going to look good. Or even worse, even if you do get a big boost and then you end up tanking shortly after that because people are like, well, it's not worth it. That's even worse. That's even worse. I think this game is going to have a consistent player count that's probably going to end somewhere around 20 to 30,000. That's what I think it's going to end at. And it's going to hover at that point for a little bit until the Bungie fanboys get bored or until the next Destiny update. Because the truth is a lot of these people are playing this because they think it's like a Destiny replacement. That's what a lot of these people are doing. At least that's what I understand from a lot of the Bungie fanboys that are talking on Twitter. They're all like, this is the Destiny 3 that I've always wanted. You know, so that's what it seems like that it's happening. But again, I don't know. So we'll find out. We'll find out what happens with this game. But as of right now, ladies and gentlemen, the next time somebody tells you Steam numbers don't matter, just look them straight in the eye and show them this beautiful picture right here. That this is from somebody who said Steam numbers don't matter. You can show them this picture, and you can also show them this picture and remind them that Steam numbers absolutely do matter. You guys want to be bigger than Steam so bad, but you're not. You're not. Sadly, it is what it is. So they really do matter. And they show us exactly the trend that's happening all across gaming. Whether it's on the Steam platform or whether it's on the PlayStation platform, 9 times out of 10, it's going to show us the pattern that we can all see with our eyes that you're all telling us not to see. You're all telling us to pretend to be blind when we can see the pattern from a mile away. The math is not mathing. That's basically it. Like the video, comment, all that good stuff. Don't forget, otherwise, your view's not going to count. I'm going to be sad. All right, boys, put the ears back on. Let's, what do we got, man? We got, that's funny. Speedy Cake with a vibe. We all make mistakes in the heat of passion, Jimbo. Also, Grace's mother survived Outbreak File 1 and 2 games. Clearly. Tiger King for 189. Jobs are at stake. I love it, bro. Mrs. Spanglish with a 189. Well, Overwatch has high numbers on R34. They sure do. I think, bro, Mrs. Spanglish, I think that Overwatch's concurrent numbers are the highest on R34. That is the platform that they dominate. They absolutely dominate that platform. Let me check Rumble really quick before we continue. We are good on Rumble. All right, guys, listen. That was fantastic stream, man. Lots of fun. I'm going to link you guys something really quick. If you guys don't mind checking it out, I would obviously greatly appreciate it. Guys, tonight is the night. I think anyway, I hope. We'll see. Tonight is the night. It is the finale night, boys. It is the finale night. Shout out to Sebi for the raid, by the way. Sorry, I was doing a video segment. It is the finale night. We are going to be playing Resident Evil Requiem over on the gaming channel tonight. So if you want to check out the finale, if you want to hang out with us for the finale, then the link is in both streams right now. Check it out, please. I appreciate it. Merval says 2 more. You won't beat it tonight. Listen, man, I don't appreciate that disrespect, okay? That's disrespect. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to beat the game tonight. We'll see how that goes. But come hang out with us regardless. Even if you don't care about the game and you just want to hang out with us, I would appreciate it. Speedy Cake with a 5. Never forget the time the mass slip from Warframe with one of the female devs said 50 million registered lose users. Wait, what? Oh, damn. Did that really happen? I didn't know about that. She said 50 million registered losers? No way. That's crazy if that's true. Holy shit. That's crazy. Warwoods says, nah, bud, you're quitting in an hour and a half because you're tired. No. I'm not Smash JT. I don't quit because I'm tired. I quit because I stick to my schedule, bitches, okay? I have a very strict schedule. Very, very strict schedule. Otherwise, we fall behind on too many things. So that was a slip that turned into a community joke we repeat. Damn, that's funny, actually. That's actually kind of funny. All right, so that's the link for the streams, guys. Go hang out there. The stream is now live. It wasn't live before, but it is live now. I made it live, so go hang out there in the meantime. If you're not going to hang out for the waifu battle, but yes, we do have a waifu battle today. We absolutely do. Time to have some fun, boys. Let's go. Wrong one. Stop it, Kiryu. You're not coming out, Kiryu. Stop it. No. No. All right, boys. The waifu battle's here, but before we do that, Adair Soto snuck 1 in out of 5, calling us meaningless, have no lives in our daily life. Tells me if this person is self-projecting themselves in this article. You know, I've learned a rule on the internet that is pretty like consistent. Sure, every now and then there's an outlier, of course, right? But I learned a consistent rule on the internet. And that rule is, if somebody accuses you of doing something like ridiculous, right? Like, let's say they say you have no life. They say you're maidenless. They say you're a PDF file. They say you're a racist. They say you're a transphobe, homophobe, whatever, like whatever it may be. It is like 99.2% always projection, where they are accusing you of doing the thing they do, but they want to seem morally superior, so they tell you that you're doing it. It's the same thing politicians do. Right, so that's like the rule of the internet. It's kind of the rule of life, to be honest with you, especially in today's modern world. But yeah, that's kind of the rule that I go by. They're always projecting, especially if you have like these guys who go online and they're like, "You get no bitches. You've never seen a woman before. When's the last time you slept with a woman? When's the last time?" Like they do all that shit. It's like, bro, really? Seriously? Anyway. Waifu battles here, boys. It's at least 99.3%. I'll give you that, Tiger King. I'll give you that. All right, guys. We had an interesting waifu battle yesterday. There was a pretty big feltoning that happened, but ultimately it resulted in the waifu battle champion being none other than the one and the only. Let me put it on the big screen. Hold on. Let me put it on the big screen. The one and the only Tifa. Ladies and gentlemen, still the waifu battle champion. Now, before we get into the content and the waifu battle, let's go over the rules of engagement. Rule number 1, all super chats during the waifu battle can and will count towards a particular waifu, but the only way that it is going to count is if you put the name of the waifu in the super chat first. You got to put the name first. If you do not put the name of the wife in the super chat first, then it will not count. It doesn't matter how big they are. If you super chat after the fact and you put the name of the wife you forgot to put the first time first, then I will make it count. Rule number 2, you can vote for any waifu. This is funny. Fuck the rules. Just get on with it. You can vote for any waifu. Regardless of who's on the screen, it doesn't matter. You can vote for the champion, who is Tifa. You can vote for the challenger, who you're about to find out. It doesn't matter who's on the screen at the time. Last but not least, after the second waifu comes off screen, I'm going to do a 30-second countdown. After that 30-second countdown, no more super chats are going to count. It doesn't matter how big they are. The last super chat that shows up on my screen will be the one that counts. So please, if you're going to vote, vote early and vote hard, ladies and gentlemen. Do we understand the rules? There are no rules to be understood here, boys. All right, listen, man. Today's waifu battle challenger, somebody who I haven't brought out in a while. Last time I brought her out, she did shockingly well. She actually did better than I thought she was going to do. And then she ended up getting felted, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 fights later or something like that. So we're going to bring her back, and we're going to see how she does against a beloved champion like Tifa, which is going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Demogenize in the chat. He loves Tifa. Let's see whether or not she can take down Tifa. That's right, boys. The challenger that's going to go up against the one and only Tifa is going to be the one and the only thick thighs save lives katana from Mortal Kombat, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be Tifa or is it going to be Katana? Deadeye's Lock immediately voted for Katana on Rumble with a 2. Immediately. He didn't even wait. That was fast. Deadeye's Lock, damn. That's a beautiful thing. Crash Collins countered Deadeye's Lock with a 20 for Tifa and said no substitutes. I wouldn't say no substitutes because Tifa has lost before, so I don't know about that. What happened to the Rumble debuff? He pre-gooned. He like the moment he saw the picture, he super chatted for her. He did it so fast, it looked like there was no debuff of lag, but there is. Kiara Lunar with a 2 says Tifa 2s. Shout out to Kiara Lunar. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Right now, Tifa's got a little bit of a lead, but it's easily recoverable. Now we got Stephen McGregor with a 2 for Tifa. Shout out to Stephen McGregor. Love the fucking profile picture, man. Love the profile picture, bro. Thank you for the 2. War Wizard with a 199 says, Belita, fuck the rules. Look at this guy, bro. Look at this guy. Look at War Wizard. I swear to God. The amount of trolls. Thank you, War Wizard with a 199. Dark Exile says, Tifa lost because people have no taste. Get the fuck out. I don't know about that, Dark Exile. Damaj and I joining up in here, man. With a 5 says, Tifa, of course. Shout out to Damaj and I. Hope you've been good, man. Akipavi says Tifa's going to wash Katana. Not going to lie. Is that true? Is that going to happen? You Mortal Kombat fans out there, you're going to get felted like that? By a basic bitch Asian girl? Is that what's going to happen out there? You're just going to accept it? It's crazy. Shit. Katana might get banned at this point. I don't know. We'll see. The Majidai, thank you again, brother. I appreciate that. Tifa titties for life. Deadeye's Log says, fuck Rumble debuff lag. I'm fast like a cowboy, pop bottle caps in high noon. Nice. Breakaway says, I'd watch Tifa wash Katana on pay-per-view. What the fuck? That's awesome. Mashar with a 10 says, Katana, ya habibi. Shout out, man. Thank you so much for the 10. Appreciate it. Tifa isn't Asian unless she's a Hafu. Listen, I call her Asian because she's obviously Japanese made, so I don't fucking care. You want to call her a basic white bitch? Fine. It doesn't matter to me. Whatever you want to do. Mystic Vegeta with a 2 saying Katana. Let's go, Mystic Vegeta. Let's go. We got Denarier with a 2 on Rumble. Says Stefan Amil ain't playing by the rules today. You got 10 memberships already. Damn. Denarier's like, take the memberships, you fucking peasant. I ain't giving you any more. Oh, man. I would love to play the more clip right now. That clip is insane. It really is an insane clip. I need to find a way to get that clip for Griffcast. It would be hilarious. We got Melodic Method with a 10. Katana can't bear to lose her forever. Let's go. She's catching up. Melodic Method, thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, boys, it's time to bring out the one and only legendary Tifa Final Fantasy Remake version. Mods, let's go. Everybody ready? Let's go. Count it up. Let's go. Who is going to win this one? Who's going to win? Melodic Method, thank you again for the 10. Democula says Tifa is only ahead by $1 now. Let's go. The feltoning is upon us. I thought you guys said this was going to be a wash. I thought you said it was going to be a wash. What happened? What happened? That is so basic. Well, she's a basic white girl. So, of course, it's going to be basic. Her family name is Lockhart. She's mixed Italian English, with her father being English, her mother being Italian. I don't make the rules. Listen, man, I'm just saying she came from Japan. I usually call her an Asian girl. Whether she's or not, I don't know. Yeah, big two. That's all I care about. D Draconic with a 2 on Rumble for Tifa. Thank you. Appreciate that. Torinol with a 5 for Tifa. Boobs of steel are a thing for a reason. Thank you, Torinol. I appreciate that. Voice on the water. Yeah, it's because the music's loud. Let me lower the music. There we go. I had to lower the music. Torinol, thank you for the 5, bro. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Kiara Lunar with a 2 says Tifa 2s again. More. Guys, I'm telling you right now, these votes are not that big for Tifa. This is easily recoverable. Easily recoverable. We got Dark Exile with a $20 banger over on Rumble for Tifa for the lack of the clippy waifu. Bro, everybody complaining about her face. This is somebody who took the Final Fantasy VII remake model. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules, bro. Okay? Dark Exile, thank you for the 20. I appreciate that. But still, that doesn't make Tifa that far ahead. She's not that far ahead. Crack addict pick a Tifa. Listen, you guys love Tifa. You're going to vote for her, whether she's got crack in her system or not. Let's be real. Don't lie to me. Let's be real. The Majinai with a 2. Tifa doing well, bro. How about you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I can't complain, man. I can't complain. Just playing a lot of games, man. About to finish Neo 3, and I'm about to finish Resident Evil 9. I think at the same time, almost. Fallen Angel with a 10 says Tifa because Tifa. That's fair. That's fair, Fallen Angel. I see. I see. Jake with a 5 says Tifa. She brings Bloody Marys in the morning and martinis after a long day. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. That's some interesting lore right there. Why did I sabotage her? I didn't sabotage her. Cheap Danye. Cheap Danye throwing 5 memberships in the middle of the waifu battle. Trying to catch everybody who's here hanging out right now. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Democulus says for a $50 for Katana can change things. Yeah, it can. It absolutely can. It all depends, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. If the Mortal Kombat fans want to get felted, then they'll let themselves get felted. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. What the fuck? Equips crack materia? Bro, what? What the oh my god. That's funny. Rigged Hypno has some side bet action going like the UFC. No, I don't, bro. Stop it. All right. All right. Final countdown. You guys ready? Stop lagging. Stop lagging. Final countdown. This could still be easily recovered. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Waiting for the lag. Waiting. And that is it. Wow. The Tifa fans felt so comfortable, they didn't even bother throwing in a super that was just going to make them more comfortably in the lead. And the Mortal Kombat fans gave up. They're like, we're done. It's over. We give up. It's over. Biolty will put a 2 says clear Reedfield. Oh my god, bro. The troll. The troll, Biolty Wolf. The troll, my god. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. All right, listen, man. Count it up. Count it up. Mods, what are we doing? Let's feed the ducks. Feed the ducks. Come on, feed the ducks. Damn, boys. It's crazy. Tifa fans knew. Did you really think Tifa fans knew? I don't know. I think that was risky. I was risky. Sonic with a 2 says, what waifu could honestly beat Tifa? A lot. A lot of waifus can beat Tifa, I'm sure. But it's okay. We're going to figure it out. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. How's the battle going? My phone crashed on me. The battle ended. Here's the numbers. The numbers are in. Let me stop the music. We got Katana at $16.66, barely passing a ban. Against Tifa at $73.29, which means the winner and still waifu battle champion is none other than the one and the only Tifa, ladies and gentlemen. Why am I not surprised? How's the Feltoning? Let's do it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. One more time. Let's go. Bro, old man cat. He's like, rigged. I demand a recount. I don't think you need a recount for this one, my guy. I don't think so.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
And that is it for the waifu battle, ladies and gentlemen. Tifa's going to go backstage where she will face off against another waifu tomorrow, Hypnocast, 9 p.m. Do not miss it, ladies and gentlemen. Do not miss it. All right, guys, we are going to go on an adventure to the gaming stream now. We're going to go play some Resident Evil 9 and hopefully finish it up. But even if we don't, we're going to have a good time regardless. Thank you, everybody, for supporting the stream today by liking, commenting, super chatting, memberships, everything. I appreciate it. And of course, shout out to the Hypno Mods for doing what they do every single day. Appreciate you guys as well. I think we might have gotten one gifted game. Let me see. We might have gotten one gifted game. Let me check. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Hold on. Wait. We got Fangiana says, let me make it bigger. Fangiana says, Happy International Men's Day. Yes. And gifted Warhammer Vermintide, the Collector's Edition. Or Warhammer Vermintide 2 Collector's Edition upgrade. Hey, shout out to Fangiana. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. If anybody doesn't know, if you're new here, I have a disgusting amount of Warhammer video games. I'm obsessed with Warhammer video games. You can never go wrong with them. You can never go wrong with them. Absolutely love Warhammer video games. Thank you so much, Fangiana. I appreciate that very, very much. You're a legend. All right, guys, we're going to go rate ourselves over on Hypnotic Gaming Live. Come join us for Resident Evil. It's going to be a good time. Until then, I'll see every single one of you on the next one. Go be bigots and go be gooners. Bye.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you gay. Yeah. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Her dog, or her cat, was named Vagina. Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Suck it, Indiana Jones. Put a ticket in, make her gay. Fuck it, make it. Put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in it, we eat, and make her fucking gay.
black man. I bring light. I bring light. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life.